Mr. Sarvanan, coming to you first. When this investigation is at the orders of the Supreme Court, and I'm sure you heard the opening of the show, there were various damaging observations for the DMK that were passed, the order that was passed by the Supreme Court of India, then how is this entire action by the Enforcement Directorate part of any kind of political vendetta?
Oh yeah, that's a very good question. The allegations date back to the year 2015. And why all of a sudden the Enforcement Directorate wakes up and says, okay, today is a good day. I'm going to arrest Mr. Senthil Balaji. If you're going to arrest someone, the law mandates that you'll have to follow certain procedures. Did the Enforcement Directorate follow those procedures? No. That is what we have said in the court. And the Election Enforcement Directorate has the audacity to step into the Secretariat. The crime dates back to 2015. And what does the minister who takes oath in 2021? He thinks will any sane man or a man with little common sense think or believe that the minister will have the evidence pertaining to the crime in 2015, will have that in his office, which he assumed in 2021? So why did they go to the Secretariat? They think they can intimidate the opposition. The Prime Minister, Mr. Modi and Mr. Amit Shah, they are scared. They are running scared of our leader, Mr. MK Stalin.
Mr. Sarvanan, you have all the right. You have all the right as the opposition party to make all these arguments. My question to you is something very different. The orders by the Supreme Court that were passed, they lay out certain details. In fact, forget the orders of the Supreme Court. You have Mr. Stalin, who is on record. This bite was tweeted out by BJP, pointing out how your own party has taken pot shots and raised questions about the integrity of this particular minister, sir.
Yes, Anusha, you're right. Yes, the Supreme Court has given certain observations. But the Supreme Court did not say, go arrest a man who has got a heart problem. If he has a heart problem, no problem. Don't worry. Go ask for custody, police custody. We will torture him. The Supreme Court did not say, violate his human rights. The Supreme Court did not say, don't follow the procedures. Go arrest him whenever you want to, whenever you feel like, because he belongs to the opposition party. The Supreme Court did not say, arrest all the opposition party MLAs, MPs, whoever is opposed to your toxic Hindutva. The Supreme Court did not give that carte blanche. But why the ED and the IT department are doing that? This is the question. Nobody can question legal actions. Let it come to its logical conclusion. We are questioning the perversity, the way they are persecuting. I will point one more thing. Mr. Senthil Balaji is a heart patient. He has got 3 blockages. 3 blockages, one around 90%. Any common man with little rudimentary knowledge of medicine will know he requires surgery immediately. What does the Enforcement Directorate say in the court? We want police custody.
No,
are they joking?
No,
Just a moment, Anusha, just a moment. Let me complete this. Are we from a democratic country? Or this is Hitler's Gestapo?
Well, sir, I think we are from a democratic country, and that is why judiciary has done the job as it should. I want to bring in BJP also into the discussion. Shehzad, the timing of this is being questioned. I think after the Supreme Court orders, it is abundantly clear that Enforcement Directorate had to take some kind of action. But that being said, the timing of the Enforcement Directorate and the manner in which he was arrested, that the DMK takes exception.
Before I come to that in just 20 seconds, Anusha, let me explain to the viewers what is going on. This is a pattern or a model which I call, and Netaji Subhash Chandra Bose once said, "Tum mujhe khoon do, main tumhe azadi dunga." But you have a bunch of parties which say, "Tum mujhe bribe do, I will give you jobs in lieu of the bribes." This is that model in Partha in West Bengal, in Lalu Prasad Yadav, land do, job lo in Bihar, and now in Stalin's DMK, you have Mr. Senthil Balaji adopting the same method. And those 1,000-odd employees from Group C, Group D also had human rights when they were defrauded. This matter started, as rightly put by you, Anusha, from a criminal complaint filed by those who were affected. The Supreme Court, by the way, said that the ED's duty is to go ahead and register a FIR and to take the necessary follow-up steps in that. The Supreme Court said that what was hammered out was not a compromise between individuals, but a compromise of fair play, conscience and justice. This is the Supreme Court on record. Now, Mr. Sarvanan made a long, winding victimhood card. He did not explain how. What is important in substance is that the fact that even the DMK raised this, and how today for the DMK, suddenly this has become about opposing Hindutva and he's being persecuted. So was Mr. Stalin at that point of time making all those statements because he was opposing Hindutva and Mr. Stalin was in favor of Hindutva? So that doesn't make any sense. But let's assume that the procedural issues raised by Sarvanan. Sarvanan is a lawyer of some repute. Mr. Sarvanan, first of all, you should watch not just the 9 p.m. show of Zaka Jacob and Anusha Soni. You should watch the entire coverage of CNN News 18. You will come to know that the police custody was not demanded by the ED on record. This is fact number one. Fact number two, let's assume all the procedural issues you say is correct. So the arrest is illegal. If the arrest is illegal, why is the court granting judicial custody of 14 days? You made all these arguments in front of the honorable magistrate. And yet the magistrate has granted judicial custody for 14 days. ED did not seek police custody, judicial custody for 14 days. I am just happy with one discovery. ED should now be called MD. MD meaning the degree of medical doctorate. Because the moment ED starts acting on the basis of court, suddenly health problems start appearing from nowhere. So I think there is a good thing that ED is only discovering corruption problem. It is also discovering new health problems that are coming out. And by the way, sir, forget all of this.
Sir, I'll come to
one second. DMK today is being called Dirty Money Kiska. You know why? Because you had a finance minister. What was his name? I think some Tyagarajan ji. Why did you kick him out from the finance ministry? Because his audio tape showed how the 2G, 3G of corruption is working, that your son and son-in-law have made more money than the previous generations have. So this is 3G corruption going on, sir, in your own government, and you have admitted it.
Mr. Sarvanan, before you respond, there's one point that I want to raise. You know, you and the BJP can have political argument over this, but there were many people who came forward and said, look, we've given a bribe of 2 lakh rupees and we want jobs as conductors and bus drivers. These were ordinary citizens of this country, and I'm reading what transpired at the court, which is a part of the record. Balaji approached the Madras High Court to quash the FIR filed against him. He submitted that he had entered into a settlement with 13 aspirants who were arrayed as witnesses in the case and returned their money. Isn't this tacit or an open acceptance of what really happened, sir? Please go ahead, Mr. Sarvanan.
Yes. See, first and foremost, let me put the record straight. Mr. Poonawalla was not in the court, but I was there in the court. ED filed an application for police custody. So please learn that fact, sir. Then make some sweeping arguments that ED did not do this. ED, there are no human beings. They don't have a heart. This is the man who said he's suffering 90% critical stenosis. That is the diagnosis given by the panel of doctors. This is Mr. Shehzad Poonawalla saying, no, the doctors are all the crooks or the handymen of the DMK. You don't want to believe the doctors. This is what the enforcement directorate said in the court, that we don't want to believe the panel of doctors belonging to Oman Durar. Then we said, we will let them put this in an affidavit. We will file a perjury complaint. Immediately the ED went back, said, no, we don't want to pursue this. That's what, they are not worried about the life and death. They are not worried about the critical situation of the minister. They are only worried about political persecution. Live or death, they are not bothered.
All right,
just a moment. Let me finish.
Finish your argument, then I'll bring in BJP. Yes, please.
Yes. See, that apart, again, we are not here passing judgment on the innocence of guilt of Mr. Senthil Balaji that the courts will do. We are here saying how he is being persecuted, how he is being hounded.
Mr. Sarvanan,
just a moment.
Let me say one thing. Then I'll bring in my other guests, Mr. Kumar Mangalan and Sovai Satyan. Yes, Shehzad, I'll come to you after this. We can have all the sympathy with any person who's suffering a health ailment right now, and I wish the minister a speedy recovery. That's not my point.
Wonderful.
My question to you, sir, was that why isn't the same kind of sympathy being shown for many other people who were duped by this person? Not allegedly. There's credible evidence on record, and that is why the Supreme Court stepped in. Why isn't the same kind of sympathy being meted out to those common citizens, sir?
If they are in the hospital bed, suffering from a serious ailment, which is preventing death or their livelihood, we will have that sympathy. We are asking.
Shehzad, a quick point for you. Shehzad,
why are you not showing that sympathy? I am asking. Are the ED officials not human beings?
Mr. Sarvanan, Mr. Sarvanan,
I am very worried about your cardiac condition. Now, please let me have a say.
All right.
Thank you.
Stop it.
It's not in the interest of your cardiac condition.
All right, one at a time. No personal comments.